What up, everybody? It's your boy Ash. I am back again. Happy Tuesday, and I'm coming to you guys today with my review of Manga Chapter 270 of My Hero Academia. It's been a while since I've made a My Hero Academia video, so I wanted to jump back in, make it part of my routine on these YouTube pages. So either Mondays or Tuesdays, I'll be posting my reviews of the My Hero Academia chapter. So I'm going to start with 270. I just caught up with the raid arc, so now I'm fully caught up, and it's been an awesome arc from the Hawks fight to the fight with Dabi as well. Mirko battling all those Nomus and being saved by number one, Endeavor. So there's been a lot of amazing fight scenes, a lot of potential, and man, oh man, it's been one fight after another and after another. We had twice die in this one. A few heroes have died. Now the heroes have burst into the lab, and we pick up this chapter with Present Mike carrying the professor towards Shigaraki. So amazing. Last chapter, Present Mike destroyed the capsule that Shigaraki is in. So Shigaraki is laying on the ground. He's motionless. Looks like he's tapped out, and he stopped the progress at 75%. So it looks like everything was saved and everything was good. The heroes prevailed, stopping Shigaraki from awakening. And as Present Mike is carrying the professor towards Shigaraki, the professor starts to go on his soliloquy about his past and everything he's been through. And man, oh man, do we find out a lot of information from this short little scene that we would get from the anime or something. It's amazing. So as Present Mike is carrying the professor goes on about how he was thought of a quack, kind of crazy for his theory, the quark singularity theory that he came up with 70 years ago. And Present Mike is aware of this theory, but the guy who would make the theory was known to have passed away or disappeared years and years ago. And he says that the guy who made that theory would have to be 120 years old, which is crazy. So we find out the professor is much older than we knew he was. So we kind of got a glimpse of that, a foreshadow of when we first started the raid arc and he turned real old once all the heroes arrived. That was a precognition into this one here that he's much older than we thought. So the professor is 120 years old, very old guy. And he looked at when we got that one scene of him. That was insane. That's crazy. So we find out his quirk is the life force quirk. It's double his lifespan, but it reduces his mobility. So he gets a longer life, but he's not as physically active, physically able to move because of it, which is a cool quirk depending on how you like it. So it balances that out pretty well. You get a longer lifespan, you're not as physically strong. That's okay. He's used a lot of it. He's done a lot of crazy things. But we find out from him that no one believed about his theory except for One For All. One For All believed his theory, came to him, wanted to know more about it, and wanted to use it. And he saw One For All as a Buddha-like figure, godlike indeed. My puppy just came in. What's up, little dude? So that's how that came into it. What's up, buddy? He wants to join. There we go. He's a little sleepy. So awesome information there. Really enjoyed that. And just kind of finding out. And then we find out that he gave his life force quirk to One For All. So One For All, that's how he's lived so long. That's how he's been able to extend his life. He has the life force quirk. And the professor now has a duplicate of his own quirk, which is why he's still alive. We don't know how the duplicate came to be, whether the professor came up with a way to duplicate the quirks or One For All has a quirk that can duplicate other quirks. We're not sure fully how that works yet, but it's cool that we know that, and it explains things as we go deeper into this chapter, which is pretty intense. So Present Mike, as he's hearing this talk from the professor, is just feeling sick. He's feeling disgust coming from the professor. He doesn't want to be anywhere near him. And then the professor's face kind of shows us why. He's crying, but he has this evil smile that looks sickening. Oh my God, I wouldn't want to be near the guy either. He just looks really sick, really scary right there. And I can't blame Present Mike from not wanting to be near him at all. He looks pretty insane. And as we get deeper into this chapter, all of a sudden we pop into this either a dream or a flashback. I think it's a dream that Shigaraki is having. And this is where the art gets absolutely stunning. It's a huge double panel of Shigaraki standing on blocks of city that have broken into the sky, and we see hands popping out of the city and have broken hands everywhere. It's an amazing scene. And we start to see his past pop into his mind. And I think this was the last chance for Shigaraki to kind of think about what he's doing and not jump fully into the darkness here. We see his sister pop up saying she forgives him for all he's did. His mom appears and says that he needs to stop scratching his eyes. And he says he's okay. He says he forgives everyone, that he's not thinking about the past anymore. I think if it was just the mom and sister, he may have had a chance. But the father jumps in. And we all know that Shigaraki's father is a horrible human being, would beat him. I think we all cheered a little bit when Shigaraki killed him as well. So he pops in and goes to hit Shigaraki, and Shigaraki turns back into his child form with the black hair and puts both hands up and destroys his father's hands again. And then we see One For All come in. His grandmother, to try to talk some sense into him as well. So I think this scene was supposed to portray him kind of having one last chance not to dive into total darkness, into total evil that All For One wants him to be into. But unfortunately, One For All shows up, Master shows up for him and kind of says, "Come now." And his family tries to grab him, and we see them grab him in the same places that he used to wear their hands. So around his arms, his neck, finally his father's around his face. And he just says, "Stop, accept me for who I am." And they all disappear. He walks right into the darkness towards All For One last time. And I think that was the last chance for any humanity left in Shigaraki. He's walked straight into the darkness. And when he awakens, he's going to be very dark, very sinister, very motivated to destroy the world like his goal is. So that was an amazing scene, very, very poetic. So I'm very excited to see him wake up, see what his personality is like, and see if he goes back to that dream at all in the future. So amazing. That was really cool, awesome scene. I'm really, really nervous for Exless. Exless was standing right next to Shigaraki, and we see this big, big wire right next to the tank where Shigaraki was in. And it kind of rolls over to the water, and it zaps the water, and it shocks Shigaraki. So that's how this chapter ends. He gets shocked awake, and maybe that was the last thing that's going to happen. It's going to wake him up, and Exless, if he's right there, probably is going to die in the next chapter. So hopefully he doesn't, but I think he's way too close to Shigaraki, right now. He's going to die. I'm looking at this panel right now. It looks like he's getting that big jolt to be woken up. I think the first person that noticed that he's coming is Deku. And we go to the panel of the heroes, the city, doing their own thing, and Deku pauses and says he's coming. He's coming. So that the true evil is finally awake. We're going to see how this raid arc is going to end. It looks like it's going to come to the end in the next few chapters here, depending on how long Shigaraki is awake and if he stays around to kind of hang out. So hopefully we get to see him wake up in the next chapter. There is no break. It looks like we're going to get a chapter this Sunday, which is awesome. I'm looking forward to it, guys. This is going to be a shorter review. The next one will be a little longer, but I just want to start back up making reviews of My Hero Academia. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this raid arc so far. Comment below with your reaction to Chapter 270. What do you think about Tomura's flashback, him getting the full One For All quirk now, and the duplicate quirks? Now that All For One has a duplicate quirk, the professor has a duplicate quirk, Tomura has the full quirk now. So what are your thoughts on duplicate quirks? Tomura having the full All For One quirk, how he's going to use it in the future. A lot of stuff is going to happen in the end of this raid arc. So we're going to set up the groundwork for the future of My Hero Academia at the end of this arc. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited, guys, here. I'll be back again with another review this coming Sunday. So have some fun, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Like, subscribe. I'll be back. Your boy Ash is out. Peace. Have a fantastic day.